The local FBI guy didn't want to go through with some obvious bullshit, so they found another guy who would. How reliable is that report? Is that true that the field office in Atlanta or whatever, that guy's gone?
The person who is prosecuting the case is the local U.S. attorney. Well, the U.S. attorney that signed on this search warrant to go to the judge is the U.S. attorney from Missouri.
That seems strange.
Is that Tulsi Gabbard, over this last year, has literally taken apart what was called the Foreign Malign Influence Center, the center inside the intelligence community that was supposed to look at potential voter interference.
I'm going to make a prediction, and it might happen before I come back, because I'm traveling too, so the worst things are going to happen, and I think I know what it might be.
Life in the White House. It's a big deal, actually.
What was Tulsi Gabbard doing at an election center in Georgia today?
She's working very hard on trying to keep the election safe, and she's done a very good job. And they, as you know, they got into the votes. They got a signed judge's order in Georgia, and you're going to see some interesting things happening. They've been trying to get there for a long time.
Do you know what, you know what's happening? Do you know why Tulsi's there? Tulsi is the ultimate, I hate that I'm saying this. She's like a smarter version of Pam Bondi. She might be a foreign agent. Who the fuck knows? But remember, Tulsi Gabbard was the one who was willing to put together the entire, essentially fabricated narrative about the Obama Russia hoax thing. Basically the lie, using a few released documents that they really didn't even redact them well. If you read the documents, you could see that the conclusion that she was printing wasn't what was actually to be inferred from the documents. She's just lying. But she was willing to cook up that entire big, broad conspiracy for Trump. So they probably have her working on something similar for Fulton County in the 2020 election. Now, what they're hoping to do with that, who the fuck knows? Like, where do you go from... like, if you think that Biden was illegally elected, do you get rid of every piece of legislation, every executive order and command, who the fuck knows what you could possibly do with that piece of information if you so decide? I don't know. I have no idea. Would you say that pregnancy is a limitation for humanity? What? Is the next election play going to be that DNI and Gabbard found 2020 election fraud, and since Trump was cheated out of the 2020 election, it's not that he'll have a third term where he's elected, per language of 22nd Amendment, but the term that was stolen will be restored, canceling the next elections due to national security. Trump will use National Guard/ICE to prevent the Congress from enacting any election vote stuff. Maybe, although I don't think Trump wants another term. I really do think he's too old. I don't know if he's going to survive to the end of this. But I don't know if maybe they would try to get Vance in or something, or maybe there might be somebody else running this idea. Like the concept that Trump he won that election. Nobody intelligent believes this. Everybody knows this is bullshit. But the people around him might see that as a useful vehicle to try to insert themselves somehow in 2028. Yeah, I think they're looking to do something with that. It could be. The thing is, I just don't think they can do this because it's such a grand operation. But if they can fabricate enough bullshit for quote unquote election fraud, if they can fabricate that, maybe they can use that as an excuse for why the federal government needs more control or oversight over all the states' elections when they do the midterms. So for instance, maybe they push through a very dramatic, like national level voter ID scheme or something that obviously each state could figure out how restrictive they want to make it to fuck over whoever's voting. Possibly, like who knows? Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the Fulton County warrant.
Tulsi Gabbard there. Why is Tulsi Gabbard there? What could she have to do with this case?
Well, Katie, I want to get to Tulsi, but let me...
Tulsi being there is very scary because the only plausible connection that I'm aware of that Tulsi Gabbard can have there is Tulsi Gabbard is the Director of National Intelligence. This warrant was carried out by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The FBI technically sits within the Department of Justice. However, there is an intelligence section of the FBI intelligence, that reports to the Director of National Intelligence related to, I don't know 100% what they're related to, but if it's an intelligence-related thing, and they're trying to claim that some foreign operator was doing some bad election-related shit, and they have Hugo Chavez, or not Hugo Chavez, I'm sorry, if they also have Nicolas Maduro or whatever in prison right now for who knows how long. Like, I don't know if all of this comes together in a really, really, really stupid way.
Let me just say about the raid itself, your previous reporter is right. You can try to get a search warrant. But there are two facts that also ought to be reported on this bizarre raid. One is that it's been reported, at least, that the FBI head of the field office in Atlanta, which includes Fulton County, has suddenly either quit or been fired. So to me, that smells like the
local FBI guy didn't want to go through with some obvious bullshit, so they found another guy who would.
Local FBI guy didn't think this passed muster, and we need to get the answer on that.
How reliable is that report? Is that true that the field office in Atlanta or whatever, that guy's gone?
And traditionally, when you bring a search warrant like this, the person who is prosecuting the case is the local U.S. attorney. Well, the U.S. attorney that signed on this search warrant to go to the judge is the U.S. attorney from Missouri.
That seems strange. They got a warrant. Wait, hold on. The U.S. attorney who signed onto this case.
On this search warrant to go to the judge is the U.S. attorney from Missouri.
I guess it probably doesn't matter. Prosecutors can probably move throughout all the federal venues, maybe? That's weird. Maybe? Is that weird?
If you talk about something that, at least at the front end, smells really bad, and the concern from the local officials about what is going to happen to their election returns and data, this thing stinks. Then we get to Tulsi Gabbard. And again, your reporters are right. Her job is to look at foreign interference in our elections and to oversee all of the bad guy efforts in terms of spying. And the remarkable thing that needs to be reinforced to all of your listeners and viewers is that Tulsi Gabbard, over this last year, has literally taken apart what was called the Foreign Malign Influence Center, the center inside the intelligence community that was supposed to look at potential voter interference.
A MAGA guy bought the Dominion Company in Missouri a few months ago to line this angle up. Yeah, it was sold off, I remember. Do you think they're trying to find evidence for the 2020 election or the upcoming midterms? Oh, no. They want to fuck with something going forward. Every time they did, remember, the reason why you want to control history is because from history, you get your justifications to act in whatever way you want, right? That's why the Palestinians and the Israelis fight over their history. It's why Hitler wanted to rewrite the Wilhelmine Empire history, whatever. It's why everybody wants to rewrite history, because if you, because once you say what's happened in history, then you can give people a feeling or a justification, whatever the fuck, going forward, right? Or why Putin wants to rewrite Russian, Ukrainian history, whatever. So if they can say that like the 2020 election was stolen, they can use that as a foundation or a basis to fight over whatever stupid fucking changes they want to put in going forward to try to preference them in the midterms. Wait, what is this shit? Mega bill supersizes the federal government's role in election administration. When President Trump issued his March 25th, 2025 executive order on election administration, both Walter Olson and I sympathized with this policy aims, but we wrote that it was unlawfully usurped legislative authority and trampled on federalism. The newly unveiled Make Elections Great Again Act, introduced by Representative Brian Steele, recognizes that the legislative branch, not the executive, is the appropriate forum for changing law. That's great. But the MEGA Act, like President Trump's executive order, and like the For the People Act supported by Democrats in 2021, still violates principles of federalism. Election administration is one of the few remaining areas of American policy that is still largely determined by the states. And that's a good thing. Federalism in election administration allows states to recognize their unique attributes, it strengthens election security, and it encourages democratic entrepreneurship. It's 83 pages long and imposes federal control over many facets of election administration. Oh, so it gets rid of universal mail-in balloting. Can no longer accept mail ballots that are sent on election day, but arrive after election day. States can no longer use ranked choice voting to determine their federal delegation. States can no longer allow voters to give their sealed mail ballot packets to their neighbors for delivery. Not good.
I mean, what more evidence do we need? It's a stacking of all of these things. He is not screwing around. He tried to light democracy on fire when he lost the election, tried to light it on fire, tried to destroy this democracy. He's trying to ruin our republic. He's trying to torch it. What more evidence do we need on a day-to-day basis? All of this is part of that same narrative, that same thread. It's tragic what's happening. A 5-year-old, angelic young boy used as leverage and collateral. This madness, masked men, not even identifying themselves, no warrants, terrorizing communities. People dying, quite literally now dying. We said people will die. People are dying in the United States of America. And what is the threat today, to your question? Well, do what we legally can't do, or we'll continue to illegally do what we've been doing by terrorizing your community, by turning over people in local jails or whatever the hell else we want as points of leverage. None of this can be normalized, and none of this can be considered credible in the context of any of this renewed posture of the administration.
Yes, and Donald Trump had asked his previous Attorney General, Bill Barr, to investigate Brad Raffensperger, which is interesting. The other thing that is curious, and my colleague Ken Delanian and I reported on this last week, the other thing that is curious is the FBI special agent in charge of the office in Atlanta, where this is all happening, was removed by the FBI director last week. And so it's just curious that has happened. We, again, don't know that it's related, but I would feel remiss if I didn't mention it. I do think the fact that Donald Trump wanted to investigate Raffensperger some time ago, that probably that desire has not exactly extinguished. Donald Trump had asked his previous...
What an absolute fucking subhuman piece of shit. Fucking. Good morning, America. How are ya? Ed Martin, DOJ. This isn't the U.S. attorney they have, is it? He's fucking posing with fucking Sidney Powell, who lied over and over and over and over again on all of the filings related to the election shit. I'm pretty sure she... Wait, pled guilty? Wait. She was indicted along with Donald Trump and 18 others in the Georgia election case. In October 2023, she pleaded guilty to 6 misdemeanor counts of conspiring to intentionally interfere with the performance of election duties. She got 6 years probation and agreed to testify against the other defendants. Was she disbarred? Recommended for disbarment. Oh, nice. Appeals in Dallas, led by a 3-judge panel, all Democrats, concluded on April 17, 2024, that the State Bar of Texas's arguments were without merit. Oh, wait. The State Bar of Texas Commission for Lawyer Discipline brought a disciplinary action against Powell, alleging that she violated the rules of professional conduct governing lawyers. Oh, she didn't even get sanctioned? Nice. Jesus. So she wasn't disbarred then? Queen. I can't believe that people would even show their fucking face. How embarrassing. Disgusting. Well said and important. Every Democrat in Congress is fighting for the monster. President Trump and the Republicans are fighting for 8-year-old girl. It's really that simple. Very impartial DOJ. What is this guy's actual role? He's the U.S. pardon attorney. Oh. Good one. Good DOJ. Defending the homeland through directed energy dominance. Wow. Clean weapons instead of fossil weapons. FBI should try to investigate ICE officer and shooting resigns. Based. The fuck is this? Trump floats Cruz for Supreme Court? Absolutely not. Oh my God. How does this look? What is this even like? Trump files $10 billion lawsuit against the IRS over alleged tax return leaks to major news outlets. The Department of Justice defends the U.S. government in civil cases as well, right? So is Is it going to be Pam Bondi defending the U.S. government against her boss, Donald Trump? Is it 100% true that that they gave Ashley Babbitt's family money, like $10 million or some bullshit? U.S. to pay $5 million to family of January 6th rioter. Look at the messages you're sending, bro. You can do all of these things. Trump will pardon you. Like, you understand that this is the equivalent. If Hassan wants to play these games, this is like the equivalent to the fucking martyr fund from the Palestinian Authority. Like, if you die as a martyr against Israel or whatever, it will pay your family money. This is crazy. Holy shit. Dustin, you know how this game works. Trump is suing as an independent citizen, not the president. I know, but it's going to be Trump the citizen suing the U.S. government, but that has to be defended by the Department of Justice. I think even for civil cases, right? Which means it's Trump as a citizen is suing, but then Trump as the president is the boss of Pam Bondi, who would be in charge of the defense, I think, right? I think for civil cases. Does the Department of Justice defend U.S. government civil cases? The Civil Division. Yes, the Department of Justice Civil Division actively defends the U.S. government, its agencies, and federal employees in civil lawsuits. So who's the head? I'm just curious. Just why not? Why not? Just for the memes. Brett A. Schumett. Thank God he doesn't have a Twitter account, at least. That's good.
Yo.
Hi, what's up?
What do you think about people like Gavin Newsom or other Democrats that might have a chance of winning, going out being like, for anyone doing this insane shit for Trump right now, if you say no, you lose your job. But if you say yes, when we take power, it's like the gulag or perma-jail.
I think they should, 100%. I think that message should be loud and clear. Yeah, 100%.
I think that should be fucking screamed from the fucking rooftops right now to everyone. Like,
yeah.
If you say no, you lose your job. If you say yes, you will lose your freedom when we take power.
Yeah, I agree. Destiny, can he just settle with himself? Is there something stopping him from forcing this to court? Nope. He could. He absolutely could. You could tell Pam, listen, you guys should settle this against me. And he's just stealing money from the U.S. government. Like Trump coin wasn't enough and all the business deals and everything weren't enough. That's basically what he did with X, Facebook. How many other companies did he sue for banning him from social media? It's
Those are like
retarded.
small. Not Twitch, though. Funny enough.
Yeah, she should sue for $1 trillion. Why not? And just get a big IOU from the government or whatever.
You're thinking, like, what can be done when so much of the population is so fucking stupid and nothing will change their mind ever about this? And I think the answer is it has to come from their own side that, not that Trump tricked them, but that, like, because it's easy to trick someone, but it's impossible for, to convince someone that they've been tricked. So what's the off-ramp for an average dipshit that's like a Trump sycophant right now? How do you be like, hey,
the people can't, it's the politicians need to be better people. But if there's like actual consequences for them being literally fucking treasonous, then they would protect against it. They might say some shit publicly, but privately this shit wouldn't fly. There'd be checks, but they think there's no penalties. So if there's no consequence or penalties, then they'll just go along with it because they have no reason not to.
I think like the thing people care about the most is obviously eating, not being hungry, and the value of their assets. And I think for people to like revolt against this shit, I think those things have to go really down the shitter.
Yeah.
People are saying like they weren't tricked, they're getting what they wanted. But even if that wasn't the case, because there's so much goalpost moving, right? Like, oh, we want the Epstein files. Oh, but not anymore, right?
Yeah.
So the question is, how can you, with someone that has been tricked, how do you let them acknowledge that? I feel like you blame someone else for doing something illegal. It's like, hey, wait a second. I just don't know the way, right? Like, I'm trying to think about a way to put this. There is a way to do this.
Yeah, it
If
has to be
someone's
something
like-
illegal or whatever. Like, oh, basically what you have to do is make it so it's impossible for them to have seen it coming, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, how could I have known? This is fucking unbelievable that this was the case. And it has to be so sudden and all at once and coordinated from everyone else that there is no air for any other option. Like, for instance, if the entire Republican establishment was like, holy shit, Trump is fucking children, and this news just came out. This is unbelievable. Everyone does that. And then all of a sudden, maybe then you could get everyone to turn on him. But the only way that's going to happen is if the people that are Republicans think either one, that their net worth is going to go down in the shitter, or two, Democrats are about to be elected and they're about to be like, you know, mass trials, that type of thing. So unless you really are pushing for both of those things, the economy to go in the shit or that, I don't know why they would ever do it. Because right now I feel like they're at the point where they're like, we're all in. Fuck this democracy.
Yeah,
like
they are. What do you think about Scott Galloway's idea of a simultaneous economic strike? No one spends money, etc., for a week, would cost billions in lost activity. I don't like the idea. I don't think of a general strike because I feel like, one, it's just not sustainable. It's so spread. And then two, I think I feel like I've read this before. People will just like make up for their lack of consumption like once the strike ends. So if somebody goes like a week without spending $100 on some item, then as soon as that week's over, they'll just instantly spend like $80. So like most of the consumption is recaptured. I think instead of a general strike, I don't know if you need a bunch of Democratic leaders to do this. I think organizing specific strikes and then having like mutual aid for the people striking would be way more effective for stuff that can't be made up. So like if you did like a targeted strike at like 5 or 6, I was going to say airports, but that might actually be illegal. And then you supported the people. Fuck it. Who cares if it's illegal, actually? And then you supported the people financially who were involved in the strike so that they could maintain it indefinitely. Shutting down that kind of stuff would be very effective, I think, because now you are like you can't just make up for, I'm just going to buy 12 airplane tickets or something like that, you know? But it would have to be some kind of key industry, key thing that you could shut it down, and then ideally organize financial support for the people involved so that they could maintain it indefinitely, and then that would push for something. But like you need leaders for this, you need a clear vision for what you want to change, and you know.
Let me ask you this: who are the wealthiest Democrats in America?
I don't know, probably some billionaires like Bill Gates or the Soros family or something.
The real answer to like how you should be saving fucking democracy then is that these guys need to fucking suck it the fuck up and start buying media platforms. Then they need to buy out Sinclair. They need to buy out like these major fucking media companies. Because right now, and then doing it that way.
Cucked. I feel like at that point we're massively cucking ourselves.
We're already, but look at what's happening with.
No, but like at that point, I think
Twitter.
I'd rather just leave. I don't want to be where it's fucking which billionaire owns which fucking social media platform. I think I'm good on that.
Or
point.
at least even the fucking odds.
It's already.
I feel like they're
so cancerous.
Okay, name like I feel like we can name like 100 evil rich Republicans. I feel like I can name like maybe Mark Cuban. I don't even know how much money he has. Bill Gates. Like who else can we really name that's not like that's a Democrat? Who else is there? Wow. Name 5 right now.
Your mom, your mom, your mom, your mom, your mom.
Like you literally can't.
What about
it? It's just.
Yeah, they got the money. Yeah.
There's like Elon Musk, Kushner. Obviously, Trump himself is probably a fucking billionaire. Ramaswamy, wasn't that guy a billionaire?
I think so. Is Kushner really a billionaire?
Yeah, Charles Kushner.
Son-in-law. Damn, that's what. Talk about fucking a rich fuck family.
Ken Griffin. Yep, another one.
What about the Koch brothers? Aren't those guys?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Steve Witkoff.
The Murdoch guy must be, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't he Australian though?
I don't know. But he's American enough to own so much of our shit.
Okay, so who are? Dude, there's fucking like no. Dude, it's look at our team, bro. Nah, we have like fucking Bloomberg.
Is that our team?
That's our team, Michael Bloomberg.
I mean, he ran as a Democrat, but that was like the most conservative Democrat, right? And Bloomberg is by no means like a liberal left-wing publication, I don't think. Isn't Bloomberg like Wall Street Journal-esque, like kind of like center rightish because it's more economic stuff? Or am I making that up?
I honestly, I don't know the answer, but like this is so like honestly, that's the answer. Is like these fucking billionaire Democrats need to step the fuck up. They do. You know what? All of the fucking insane people already say that you control the media anyways. Nothing's gonna change. Fuck it. Start controlling the fucking media. Fight back a little bit. Make these fucking MAGA retards in the Midwest think that Trump is coming to like rape their children and make their house worth $8.
Damn.
That's what needs to be playing every day. Wouldn't you agree with that?
No, I don't.
Or do you want it? So you prefer it how it is right now, where they just lie total opposite way?
Or just disconnect or leave for good.
Well, how about this? How about they just say the truth?
Well,
not even propaganda.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to that.
Okay. So maybe we can just get some Democrats buying the media and just saying the truth.
Okay, let's do it. Based.
All right. So who do we got? How much money you got? We're gonna need a bank to finance this. We
we're gonna have to take loans out. Let me rebuild my.
Yep.
Let me check my credit score real quick to see how much I can tap out for a 9-figure, 10-figure loan. One sec.
Oh, brother. I wonder how maybe we can get interest only for like the first 5-year period. And oh, brother. I think that's it though. Like I guess if you control the media, and these fuckers figured it out, like you just literally control it all. And now social media is cucked. And local media is cucked, and now the big stations are cucked. So like
we're all just cucked. Cuckerino. Did you mention MSNBC yet?
No.
They're
well,
cucked.
I mean, I said the big media, right? All the big media are cucked. You know the other thing that's interesting, and
I'm sorry, not MSNBC. I'm so sorry. I meant CBS. Barry Weiss. I was thinking CBS. Sorry, go ahead.
The thing that's interesting is like there's all this information over in the past how have revolutions come to be, but all of those revolutions have come to be without instant access to information, right? Like the Revolutionary War, for the most part, there was no internet back then. They were getting shit by the mail. How do revolutions really happen when everything is so instant and also all of the media is like so tightly controlled, right? Like you would say, like, how the fuck is North Korea still operating? And the answer is like, I think when you have extremely tight controls over the media, I don't even know if this type of thing is possible as long as the people are kept like cattle and they're getting fed and they feel like they're happy and they're able to buy the latest iPhone. I feel like there's never strong enough demand to push someone over, as opposed to in the past, because that instant access to media wasn't there, they were able to have these moments of inflection and they see everyone rushing towards the Capitol type of thing. And it's just, I think we might just be fucked. We're literally just frogs being slowly boiled. And there is no inflection point ever.
Possibly. It might, yeah, feels like it.